Hey YouTube, so I've had a couple people asking me about my labor and delivery and how all that fun stuff went. So I figured I would answer those questions in one video instead of answering them 10 times. My due date was October 2nd, 2012. I went to my doctor's appointment on my due date because nothing was happening. So she just wanted to make a follow-up appointment. She checked me and I was only a centimeter dilated, so she told me, there's no way you're having your baby today. Let's go and book your induction. So she booked it for the following Monday, which was 6 days away. It was definitely disappointing. I remember being disappointed because I remember wanting my baby out and wanting him there. And you mean they give you a due date, but no, it's not always right. I continued my day as normal. I went to soccer that night and ran a couple track laps. I woke up at about 3 in the morning with some pains in my lower stomach. They felt kind of like cramps, so I went back to bed. Nothing big. I then woke up at about 6 in the morning because they were waking me up. I couldn't go back to bed, so I laid on the couch and I was timing them, and they were 15 minutes apart, lasting for about a minute. By 9 in the morning, they were 4 minutes apart, lasting for a minute. So me, my mom, and Justin all went to the hospital. They checked me, and I was still only a centimeter dilated, so they told me the best thing I could do was just walk around the hospital for a couple hours, see if that helps progress anything, because there's nothing they could do. I walked for like 3 or 4 hours, and then they checked me again, and I was still only a centimeter dilated. So they sent me home. I went home and I paced the house up and down stairs. We went on a walk. I lived in the shower because that was the only thing that helped ease my pain, even the slightest bit. Because they told me not to come back to the hospital until my water broke or I had bloody show, because those are normally the signs. But by midnight I couldn't handle it. They were a minute apart, coming every minute, lasting for a minute. So we went back. We got there at about midnight. They checked me and I was 5 centimeters. So I signed for my epidural. I got into a room, and 10 minutes later I was 9 centimeters. So I got my epidural at 9 centimeters. As soon as I got my epidural, my whole labor stopped. I stopped contracting, I stopped dilating, like everything just stopped. They decided to wait it out and see if anything happened, so I was on just laying there for about 5 or 6 hours, and then they stopped the epidural and put on some oxytocin to help speed up my labor, and it took about 4 hours for it to help my labor again, and my contractions started and I was finally fully dilated. I then started pushing at 10 o'clock in the morning on the 4th, and I pushed for an hour and 6 minutes. And I also had to get an episiotomy because he got stuck, so that's where they cut your hoo-ha. They did that to me and had a couple stitches, and he came out at 11:36 on the 4th. Nothing exciting, nothing interesting. That was it. The worst part that I would have to say about my labor was my pushing. I wanted to watch him come out while I was pushing because they ask you, but I blacked out while pushing. I don't remember her asking. I don't even remember pushing because you just get so into it. I think I could have done it all naturally if I really set my mind to it, but it was just so long that I got so tired. And it's your first baby. You didn't want anything gruesome to happen that I couldn't handle, so I did have that epidural for a bit. My mom was in there, Justin was in there, Justin's mom was in there, and my grandma was on the phone. Justin watched everything, and he cut the umbilical cord, and Bentley was born weighing 8 pounds, 15 ounces, 20 inches long. That's all I can remember, at 11:36 in the morning on October 4th. He did have jaundice. We didn't get him circumcised. That was our decision not to. I was in the hospital for an extra day, and that was about it. Nothing interesting, none of the crazy stories you hear, just a long 33-hour labor. So, that's my story. Thanks.